Sayyid Qutb was the great theorist of the Muslim Brotherhood in the 20th century. He was actually executed by the Nasser regime in Egypt in 1966 because Nasser wanted to keep a lid on the Brotherhood. But he wrote a great many books and was one of the great thinkers of the 20th century, really. And he posited Islam as the solution to the problems of the 20th century world. He said capitalism and communism have both failed and they're both spent forces. And now Islam is the alternative. And in any case, he wrote about how important it was to build bridges with people of other faiths. And this is something that the Catholic Church, the Orthodox Church, the Jews, pretty much everybody has taken up enthusiastically. And Sayyid Qutb said, the bridge is a one-way bridge. The bridge is designed to bring people into Islam. It is not to make some accord with the kuffar, with the unbelievers. But the unbelievers never seem to get that. And one of the most egregious examples of this was when 100 Muslim scholars, you may remember some years ago, Pope Benedict XVI, 2 popes back, he made an address in Germany, at Regensburg in Germany, where he caused tremendous anger and outrage among Muslims worldwide and sparked riots because he quoted a 14th century Roman emperor, Manuel II Palaeologos, saying there's nothing Muhammad brought but what is evil and inhuman. And so to show that Muhammad was not evil and inhuman, Muslims started killing innocent people in outrage at the Pope. And so 100 Muslim scholars wrote to the Pope and they offered dialogue and said, let's build bridges and talk. And the epigraph to their statement was a quotation from the Quran that said, say to the unbelievers, let there be a discussion between us and you. And that was basically where it stopped. And so it looked like it was an invitation to dialogue. And in all of the discussion about this and all the many commissions and dialogue business that was built up after this, nobody ever thought to look up that verse in the Quran and see what the whole thing said. Because what it actually says is, let us come to a common accord between us and you that you will worship no God but Allah and associate no partners with him, which is what they accused the Jews and Christians of doing, of associating partners with Allah. And if you think, how do the Jews associate partners with Allah? Jesus, I understand, but the Jews? Yes, because the Quran says, no Jews have ever been found who do this, but the Quran says that the Jews say Ezra is the son of God. And so because the Quran says that, they say the Jews associate partners with Allah. So the call to dialogue, in other words, even in the epigraph, was a deceptive call to Islam. But nobody seems to get this, and the dialogue's a big industry now, and it's building bridges all right and leading people into Islam.
Right.